Alright, so here's part 2 of the video of the major league hitters and the principles of the swing, and like we talked about in part 1, the chain of events that happens with all good hitters, starting with the feet. It goes up the chain through the body, starts with the feet, goes into the belt buckle, shoulders take over. I'm not going to do a ton of commentary on this because I explained that, I think, pretty well with the first part 1 of the Pete Rose video. But now we're going to move on. Let's take a look now at Mike Trout, another tremendous hitter. Look at the load. He is completely loaded here on his back foot. Obviously, you can see this a mile away. He's got more than 60-40. He's got about 100-0, but he probably started out at 60-40. But anyway, we're going to roll forward here. The point is, here he's doing his stride, and I want you to again take note of the head. The head is just along for the ride because it has to be, because the body's going forward. But I want you to notice how his head motion is very, very controlled. He doesn't have a ton of movement. His head is, like I said before, not sagging. It's not falling back. It's not pouring forward. It's not falling back that way. It's just along for the ride. Now, let's watch the chain of events again. There's the stride. Now he's committing everything into the front leg. He's what we called posting into this front leg. Boom, he's transitioning everything into that front hip. Now let's go back and look at his belt buckle. So there he's posted into the front leg. And notice he still keeps some bend in that front leg. He doesn't just stomp down with a completely straightened left leg, or otherwise if he did that, and you can try this at home right now as you're watching, try to stride forward into a stiffened front leg, it will immediately eliminate your belt buckle turn, because if that knee stiffens out, the lower body is going to stiffen out. So he's keeping some bend in the leg, but he's loading everything into the leg. So there, he's loaded into the leg. Now let's watch the belt buckle begin to turn. As I said, belt buckle starts to take over, posted into the front leg. The bat, you'll notice, is last in the sequence. He's not throwing his bat. He's using his body. Legs, belt buckle to the pitcher. Now the shoulders are ready to take over. Just watch his shoulder action here. Now the shoulders are taking over. So he's posted into the front leg. Belt buckle's turned. Now the shoulders take over. Now the bat is the last piece of the puzzle. The bat is attached to his hands. So with everything else he's done here, now the bat's along for the ride, right? Now as the ball gets to the plate, he's done all of his work, and notice that head control. Very little head movement, man. That's just a super clean, powerful swing. Boom. Look at the front leg now. Right at impact. Look at the stiffening of that front leg. That means everything is just pouring through his hips into that front leg. And, as I said before, notice you can tell he's done it right because look at the back foot. It had to come along for the ride, right? And look, that foot's coming off the ground. So that shows you how he's poured everything into that front foot, front leg, front hip, everything. Head's under control. Bang, that's a dinger. All right, so moving on, we're going to do less and less commentary because I think you guys should probably start getting it at this point. Now we're going to move on to Jose Canseco. He was a player in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s. For some of you younger guys, he was a big power hitter. Helps to be 270 pounds on steroids, but nevertheless, we're going to look at the swing principles here. Does he start loaded on the back foot and then transition into the front foot? Well, I think we can see that pretty clearly. There he starts his stride. He is posting into that front leg. There you can see it. He starts pouring into the front leg. Now, you should know at this point what happens next. Watch the belt buckle. Belt buckle takes over. Starts turning towards the pitcher. Last in the sequence is the bat. That happens dead last because he still has something yet he has to do. And what is that? Shoulders. So he's done stride, belt buckle. Now watch the shoulders. Bat is still last in the sequence. Shoulders have now taken over. And once again, watch that head movement. Totally under control. Okay, moving forward. Now at impact, watch the left leg. It goes from 3/4 straightened to at impact, boom, everything poured into that straightened left hip. That's what gives you that jump. It causes the ball to just jump off the bat right there, that little So, look at his back foot. Come along for the ride, right? So that shows you that he's transitioned everything into the front leg. Now it's just a matter of finishing in balance. Does he do it? Think so, because it looks like he's going to pose and admire this one a little bit. All right, see you in part 3.